There you go, Liam Manning sacked from Norwich City. His assistants will be leaving as well. A decision that is necessary after today's performance, absolutely necessary. It just, it is something that has felt almost doomed from very early on. And Liam Manning's comments after the game, from what you would have seen with the questions, Paddy, which by the way, phenomenal questions being asked, it felt like that was it. Leaving the ground today, that feeling of it has to be it remained present. To be honest, it's a surprise after the public backing a couple of weeks ago from Mark Atanasio, after the recent comments from the accounts from Ben Knapper. It felt like Norwich City were going to plod along and continue to free fall into League One. And for all we know, that could continue. But Liam Manning, rightfully so, has been sacked. His football was diabolical. The attitude recently really just not good enough. Heading down the tunnel, not backing up his team at Carrow Road after some really painful defeats. The signs were there that he needed to go. It doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. Ben Knapper has to go next. The people above him have to go as well. If we want to get our Norwich City back, if we want that feel-good factor back about Norwich City, because it's not as simple as Liam Manning. The rot is to the core of this football club. But, Liam Manning, the first of the sackings, I'm sure, and Ben Knapper at this point, I think your time's up, mate, because that's two managers now that you've pulled the plug on. That's a lot of money you've wasted as well. But it's not a video about Ben Knapper. It's a video about Liam Manning. It's, just to reflect on him very quickly, that there was no style to the football. There was never any feeling, and this is a really damning thing, and today was a great example. There was never a feeling that actually he could turn a game of football around. That continuous record of falling apart in the second half felt like that record was under threat today with Norwich City taking the lead, but the trend of just being so placid, being so just nothing, so non-existent, it's a sign of a poor coach. And look, it's there to see. The players that Norwich City have signed and the squad that was built for him was not coherently built. It was not built with structure. I don't know what the plan was, but looking at those players individually, far more should be expected of them. They should be performing to a far higher level. And I don't mean playoffs. I'm not living in cloud cuckoo land. I'm talking not bottom three. And Liam Manning had Norwich City there, rotting, stinking the place up. And I feel a sense of relief. And I'm really hoping that Ben Knapper is next. Where Liam Manning goes from here, have a break, mate. Have a break. I just, when you're part of this environment for as long as you are, and in terms of Norwich City, I think you just have to take a bit of a break to reflect. And, you look at Shane Duffy again, the whole drama there, and him coming back into the squad and his comeback lasting 2 seconds. It felt like that was the last throw of the dice, which is a pretty sad dice to be throwing for Liam Manning. And I don't know where he goes next, but Norwich City at the moment, they need a fire stopper. I would have bitten your hand off for Danny Roll next, to be honest with you, but obviously he's at Rangers, and the names that we've seen linked to the likes of Gary O'Neill, Michael Carrick, none of these are names that particularly excite me, but I'd like to think that something or some kind of doomsday planning will be in place for Liam Manning. And that's now the second video today where I've said Liam Knapper. I don't know where Norwich City go from here, but we're not looking at this squad as a team that's going to contend for the playoffs. We're not looking at that at all. We're looking at it as, let's not get relegated. And I feel like with the squad there, it's capable of that. Who I want leading that, I don't really know. Michael Carrick probably wouldn't say no. Gary O'Neill at this point probably wouldn't say no. But again, I'm not enthralled by all the options. Russ Martin, I'm sure, is a name we'll see. At the moment, I just don't think it's worth the divide in the fan base that would cause. I think there are some fans who would want him, but I think there are a lot more fans who wouldn't. And at the best of times, Russ Martin is an ideological man, and a man who needs patience, and Norwich City fans do not have that with Norwich City at the moment. There is no feeling that Norwich patient is the word, isn't it? There's no feeling there that we can be patient, but I mean, thank God it's over. It's some of the worst football I've seen in my lifetime, and I appreciate a couple of comments I saw in terms of my lifetime and what that means. The last time Norwich got relegated to League One, I was 7 years old, so this definitely from living memory, because at seven I can't remember much. This is the worst, and it was getting worse and worse. And I mean, the signs were there after that first half, or that second half against Millwall, really at home in August. And oh, I mean, thank God it's over. You think of all of it. You think of the regression of someone like, I don't know, like Harry Darling is a great example. Of what a poor coach Liam Manning had been for Norwich. Harry Darling's a great example of again of someone who massively regressed, and Josh Sargent with that goal scoring August that he had to now just he looks like a stranger in front of goal. You've got one of the best players in the championship, the best striker by a country mile in the division, and he's not scoring goals. You've not got a system that filters chances through to him. And that is a sign that you are not cut out for this job. Liam Manning, at the best of times, was someone who was an underdog. And Norwich City in this division, they're not underdogs. They're expected to be in the top six. They're expected to contend for promotion. We couldn't be any further from that, literally, at the moment. And honestly, thank God it's over. I can barely hold my camera up as the news breaks. But yeah, there's more to come from us. This is now what the international break will be, which, to be honest, given how doom and gloom and utterly depressing the last few months have been as a Norwich City fan, it's almost exciting to have a little bit of speculation. But Ben Knapper, don't think the spotlight's off you, mate, because the Norwich City fans are going to be gunning for you hard. Because, yeah, you're the man who's got us in this mess, and we don't want you trying to get us out of it. We want you out of our football club. That message remains prominent, and it will not be changing. So until we see more change, I don't think we can be happy. But for now, we can be relieved that at least the man who's tactically responsible for Norwich City at the moment has been relieved of his duties. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments. I feel like we're all sort of singing off the same hymn sheet here, but your replacement is who I'd be quite interested to know. Who would you go for here and now? Would you look at someone who, again, you look at that modern footballing term of project manager, you think, do you want one of those? Or like me, fire stopper, someone who's going to get Norwich City out of this deep dark hole they find themselves in, because yeah, it's not looking good. But finally, a decent piece of news for us to get our teeth into. Appreciate you watching. Your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully see you sooner rather than later for a discussion as Norwich City sack Liam Manning.